Okay, so we're here now. We've created our container div. We'll just have a quick refresh of what it looks like. Just to show you why we set the margins to auto, what will happen now is if as I resize this, it's probably difficult to see actually on this one. If I just make it a bit wider, there we go. You can see that it's happening ever so slowly, but you can see that this div is constantly repositioning itself in the center because we've got the margin left and right on auto. So if I just minimize that for now, and next time we want to preview it, I'll refresh the screen. Okay, so what we need to do now is start to add in these other 4 divs. One for a logo, one for a title, one for the content, one for the links. So we'll start with the logo div. So back to Dreamweaver, and where it's going to go inside the container. So this div has to go after this line here and before this line here. So it's inside the container. And to make it look a bit easier to read, I'm just going to tab it in. You don't need to, I'm just doing this to make it easier to look at. So I'm going to type in div ID, can't spell today, div ID equals, I'm going to call it logo. And I'm just going to close that off. Now remember, because we've opened it, we also need to close it as well. And this is a mistake that a lot of people make, is they forget to put in the closing div tag. So what I'm doing, close it off. They forget to put in the closing div tag, and then they have all sorts of problems where it doesn't display properly. So let's have a quick look. We've got the opening container tag, and there's the corresponding closing container tag, and inside it we've now got a logo opening tag and a logo closing tag. What I'm also going to do, I'm just going to drag that and put it there so it's all on one line, so you can see where the cursor's flashing at the moment is inside that div. Now nothing will appear, of course, because we need to go to our style sheet and we need to give it some style information. So hashtag logo, going to tab across, brace brackets, closing brace brackets, and then just select inside. Now the first line that we need is float colon left semicolon. Next line, we'll give it some width. So width, we'll maybe make this 100 pixels for now. Whoops, colon, sorry. 100 pixels, semicolon. It's going to be a square, so the height is going to be 100 pixels too. Now we need to give it a margin. This time, whoops, margin, we're going to have a top margin. We want it offset from the edge of the container, so we'll give it a 10 pixel margin. What you're going to find is that when you come to create your own website layouts, it's just algebra at the end of the day to work out the width that you need each div, or the height, etc., and the margin parameters. It's all just algebra. You're working with a 960 pixel width and a 600 pixel height container, and it's just making sure everything fits in accordingly. Right, we've done that. We just need a margin left now. So we're going to select margin left. We'll set that to 10 pixels. And finally, we'll give it some sort of colour as well. I'm going to choose a lighter colour so that it stands out from the dark blue container div colour. There we go. So again, the stars indicate I've not saved my work yet. So if I do File and Save All, if I just flick back now, I'll go straight to the preview, and what I'll do is I'll refresh the page, and you can see what's happened. It's brought in the div there. Now you might be thinking that's a little bit small. That's fine, it possibly is, but you can change that yourself later on. I'm just going to continue. What we need to do now then is go back to our HTML page, and I'm going to put in the next div now, which is going to be div ID equals, now because I'm going from left to right, this is going to be the header div now, so I'll call it header. You don't have to, you can call it whatever you want, but I'm just going to call it header, and of course then I need to close it like so. Back to the style sheet, and let's put in this information. So hashtag header, and tab it across, opening brace brackets, closing brace brackets, and then just click back in the middle. Remember, I'm just doing this to make it look neat. You don't have to do it that way as long as it's in the right order. So again, float left, semicolon. We'll give this width now of 830 pixels, semicolon. We'll give it height of 100, so it's the same height as the logo div. And we need to give it margin top of 10 pixels. And we need to give it a margin left of 10 pixels too. Okay, and we'll give it a background colour, and I think what we'll do, background colour, we'll just do hashtag CCC, so hashtag CCC, so it matches the logo. Okay, so file, save all. Let's go and preview what this looks like. Refresh the page. Brilliant. Now you can see the measurements here. We've got 960 pixels is the width of this blue container div, and then we have 830 pixels width for the header div and 100 here. So 830 plus 100 is 930, and then we've got a 10 pixel margin here, 10, 20, 30. Add the two together, you get your 960. So we can see here we've got a 10 pixel margin at the top and 100 pixel height of these two divs here. So already we've used 110 pixels of our 600 that we've got available. So it's just now going to be a case of working out what measurements we need to put in the rest of these divs.